It's a country that has gone from a population that wasn't armed to a population that is very heavily armed. There has been new use of landmines, there has been use of cluster munitions in urban areas. The majority of the fighting occurred in the urban areas and on the main arterial highway along the coast. So there's been a massive effect on the population, especially when we start talking about the humanitarian impact of the towns where several 100,000 people have been moved out of towns and waiting for the opportunity to get back into their homes.
The types of munitions that are here actually vary considerably, from small arms to artillery shells, all the way through to guided missiles and actually, believe it or not, torpedoes. A lot of rockets were fired in this conflict, and they'll be found littered around the area, but it just lies there in the street or at the side of the road. It still poses a massive threat because the slightest movement of such an item could cause it to function, and actually many people have been hurt and killed by moving such items.
The accidents happen mainly with the children, because children, they don't know what it is, so they tamper with it and they play, they throw stones at it. But also they're happening within the farmlands, where people want to start plowing their lands and they're finding items, so they are removing the items by themselves, and therefore accidents are happening.
Due to the lack of funding, lack of teams, lack of assets, we physically haven't been able to clear fast enough for the return of the people. So the people are returning whether we like them to or not. There is a misapprehension that Libya is a wealthy country. Libya doesn't have cash at the moment. Libya does not have the ability to pay for these activities now, and there needs to be quite serious involvement by the international community in assisting the Libyans to get this work done. A couple of $1 million now in terms of prevention is better than $100 million in terms of the cure of these problems.
The war here in Syria is now in its 6th year. Hundreds of thousands are dead, half the population have fled their homes, half the country is in the hands of rebels or of ISIS. I've just had a rare opportunity to sit down with the country's President, Bashar al-Assad. What he says in this exclusive interview may surprise you. About ISIS, the war and Russia, about President Obama, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and about how he feels about this war personally. We met at his office here in Damascus, and as with every interview he gives to foreign news media, it was filmed by the Presidential Press Office. Mr. President, thank you for having us and allowing NBC News to ask you some important questions.
You're most welcome in Damascus.
A few weeks ago you told lawmakers here that you would retake every inch of Syria. The US State Department called that delusional. You're a long way from winning this war, aren't you? Never mind retaking every inch of Syria.
Actually, the Syrian army has made a lot of advancement recently, and that's the goal of any army or any government. I don't think the statement of the United States relevant. It doesn't reflect any respect to the international law, to the Charter of the United Nations. It doesn't reflect respect of the sovereignty of a country, that it had the right to take control of its land.
How long do you think this will take you to win this war?
You're talking about something that related to many factors. The most important factor is how long are the supporters of those terrorists are going to keep supporting them, especially Turkey and Qatar and Saudi Arabia, with the endorsement of some Western countries, including the United States. If you don't have that support, it won't take more than a few months